Hey friends, it's Becca from Becca's Garden and Prepper Pantry, and today we're going to get into the top foods you need to stock your pantry with inflation and the tariffs starting up again. We also have a lot of things happening in the world as far as wildfires and drought and flooding of torrential rains ruining and destroying crops. So get your pen and pencil and paper handy, get a drink, and buckle up for this ride. Let's get into it. Okay, so I have a list in front of me, and I'm a visual person, and hopefully this will help you guys. Definitely canned goods are going to be going up because of the cost to make the cans and how things are being processed or they're imported and all the things like that. So we've got some different, I like to stock different things to give us a variety of meals and nutrients, and I'm just going to say that this didn't happen in one shopping trip. This is something that I've been working on steadily, a little bit at a time. You can pick up 2 extra items, 5 extra items, whatever your budget allows for. But this is going to give you a variety of foods to make some meals from. And these are the foods that are going to be affected from the tariffs and inflation happening in July 2025 and going forward. So we've got beef, chicken, tuna, and salmon. These are getting harder to find. The baby scallops by Geisha. They are in my area. I'm in South Texas. These are from the Dollar Tree. These are really good. The smoked mussels, I like those. My husband's had a hard time finding the Oscar kipper snacks because the prices keep going up. I think due to price gouging personally. So all of your canned goods, anything canned pretty much is going to be going up in price a little bit. You've probably already seen that in your Walmarts, H-E-B's, and Kroger's. Here's some canned salmon, canned ham, and roast beef, chicken, and turkey, and ground beef. So those are some of the canned meats and proteins that I have in our pantry that I'm putting up. Also, canned fruit is going to be affected. Basically anything in a can. But we have canned fruits, which I believe are over here. Over here. So these are our favorite fruits. We like the mango. These don't last as long as the ones that don't have the pop top. So if you can find them without the pop top, they are going to store a little bit better and a little bit longer. Always date them according to the expiration. First in, first out. We like peaches. I haven't gotten too many cherries. Those are kind of high. We've got canned tomato goods. So even the prices I've seen, even just on the regular pasta sauces, are pretty much $2.50 and up. This one I think is still $2 at Walmart. And we live in the South, so I don't stock that many crushed tomatoes because of our humidity here. This was the one product out of anything I've stored in my prepper pantry that has buckled and bubbled up a little bit if it was stored more than, I'll say, more than a year. So I only get enough to last us a year. Actually, more like 6 months. But this was something I purchased recently. I'm going to be repackaging this into some smaller Mylar bags that are a quart size. This is the tomato powder. Again, like I said, the prices are going to be going up due to crop failures and things like that, and imports from other countries. So I thought this would be a really good stock up, is the tomato powder, and to put it in some smaller bags, like the 1 quarts with an oxygen absorber, since tomato products don't store that well here in the humidity in the South. So I thought that was a good thing to purchase right now. Canned veggies are another one. And I don't buy that many of these. I like Asian food and stir fries, but we're doing a lot more with just peppers, bell peppers, and onions, because that's what I have growing in the garden, and they're a better cost. These are pretty pricey and have already gone up already, but I have a few in my pantry right now. So those are fun for some Asian dishes. I like to stock the basics of some corn, potatoes, carrots. This was a good prepper deal, prepperdeals.net. Gives you links to Amazon, and sometimes you get some really good deals. Peas and carrots, green beans, especially with the drought happening in Spain and Italy. I really love olives, and I was buying these by the case, so I got, I think, a case or so of these Lindsay ones. Again, I eat a lot of olives, but they do have a pop top versus the solid ones. Those have been fluctuating in price a lot lately. And what is this one? Yeah. So I've got some whole corn that's like this, and some with the pop top. So I'm going to actually try and eat the ones with the pop top first. It's really good to have some canned beans that are already pre-cooked a little bit in stock in your pantry for quick meals. Dark kidney beans. And I'm trying to cut back on buying these. These are already over $2 a can. They're nice to have on hand, but I have recently realized the price of beans are either selling out all the time at my Walmart or just hard to stock up on. So I've got some beans. These are organically grown and not sprayed as far as I know, but they're not certified. It's the brand my grandma always used, so this is one of my favorites. A really clean bean, too. There's not a lot of junky beans or dry, hard, or brown beans in it. I really think this has been a great purchase. And so we've got pinto beans, navy beans, northern beans. And the prices, like I said, are going up on a lot of things because of droughts and floods and wildfires in different areas. Some good staples are your rice. This is something we're going to be eating right away. White rice. We don't stock the brown rice. If you do, just have a little bit of it and eat it. It can go rancid because of the natural oils in it. But I try to get some gluten-free pasta when it's on sale. Usually online, because our prices here locally are just at least over $5 for a pound. So I've been able to find some different sales, like on Swanson, I think, and iHerb. Sometimes they've gone for like $2.50 or less per pound of pasta, and then I order enough to get free shipping. So I'll probably order about 20 packages if they have them in stock and they're on sale. And that ends up being a really good purchase for me. I also buy my gluten-free oats in bulk on Amazon, and I know the prices keep going up on them. I got them for way cheaper than what they're going for right now, and this is what we're using right now. Like I said, everything else that's probably going to be in our long-term storage they've already been frozen, thawed out, and put in Mylar with oxygen absorbers. So that the glass jars are just so I can see what we're using currently. The prices will be going up on cashews, macadamias, and pistachios, and possibly some other of the nuts due to problems with the crops. It's really good to stock up on your oils. It makes homemade soap and laundry soap, so I usually stock up on coconut oil. I tried to stock up on it before Big Lots closed. So they used to have this for $14.99 and 20% off coupons, and they weren't selling enough things locally at our store, and their lease went up in price, so they ended up closing our store, which is unfortunate. So I do get olive oil. It's on sale right now at Walmart, and then I get the Pam. I used to get some other ones, but the prices keep going up on things. The prices of protein powders is going to be going up because of the pea protein. I don't think this one has pea protein in it, but I just brought it out because also products with milk, powdered milks, are going to be going up. They've had problems in that industry area as well, so this is one that keeps going up in price. Something I like to add to our prepper pantry is these breakfast essentials from Carnation. And again, this is a powdered milk product. It comes in like little Mylar bags inside. They're individual servings, and I just use them in our coffee as like a creamer with some extra vitamins. And you can make some smoothies and milkshakes with them. Price of tea will be going up, so I got some peppermint tea to soothe the tummy. I've got some regular black tea for, I didn't bring it out, but I have regular black tea for making kombucha. Instant coffee is always great to have on hand. Prices have gone up on that as well. So we try to get it when we find a good deal. So we try to get our coffee when there's a good deal. And I forgot to mention tomato. So tomato products, all of them, your ketchup, your barbecue sauce, anything that has tomato in it, the prices will be going up. Also, the prices are going to go up because the cost of bottling, besides the tin cans, is going up as well. That's a salad dressing, so you might see prices increase due to that. If you're getting like the peppers in the jar for like tuna salad, casserole, these are not from the US and they are imported, so the price will be going up on that. And just spices will be going up in general. And I'm just going to show you guys some basic spices that I have. I have sea salt that's iodized as well. I forgot to bring it out. But paprika, onion, cinnamon, garlic, black pepper. And this is from the Dollar Tree. I like to put this on tacos, and I also like to put this on in my tuna fish. Okay. So we're also going to be looking at some grains. The price of quinoa is going to be going up. Now, this is not something I stock a lot in my pantry, but for those of you that are, the price is definitely going to go up because it's not something we grow a lot of here in the US. So that will be going up. And I have celiacs and I cannot have gluten. As best I try to keep it out of my diet with single ingredients. I really love these rice ramens from Lotus Foods. So whenever I find them on sale from Amazon or Walmart, I try to stock up on them. I just add usually just a can of vegetables and a can of meat. And we have an instant dinner. So here's some pickles from the Dollar Tree. I actually go through a lot of those. And soups. You might want to stock up on your favorite soups a little bit. And I just wanted to talk about fruit. You don't want to store this for very long. I would not store these for more than 6 months because they can turn and go bad. So these you can have on hand for the first, few months and stuff like that. But you really want long-term storage of your fruits in your cans like this. Or if you do home canning, you can do your fruits in there. So I got a couple of soups, creamy mushroom. Prices of bouillon are going to be going up. So I got some bouillon. And something no one really talks about a whole lot, but you can make your own baking powder. Cream of tartar prices tend to go up anyway. Baking soda is super cheap. And it is just a 2-to-1 ratio, so 2 of the cream of tartar to 1 of the baking soda, and I just make up a little bit of what I need for it's always going to be fresh. And you can catch these on sale sometimes, but I know these are always going up in price. But you can keep it separate and it stays fresher longer. Mashed potatoes. I'm going to repackage that into some Mylar with oxygen absorbers, but that's always great to have on hand. The complete mashed potatoes are fun to have because all you need is water. They don't store as long as these because these are just the instant potatoes. We've got some broth as well. Broths will be going up in price, so if you can your own broth, that's a good idea. And peanut butter will be going up. We're actually allergic to peanut butter, so we get almond butter, and the price of that, I noticed, keeps creeping up, so I try to get it when I can. It's currently cheaper on Amazon for twice this size for $10, so I'm going to be getting it from there from now on. And we're having a shortage on bees. They have been dying this season, and so there will be shortages in prices going up on honey. So this will store forever. Just grab you some honey and put it in your pantry. It's good for tea and all kinds of things. Red wine vinegar, great for salad dressings. This also is expensive and keeps going up in price. This is my substitute for Worcestershire sauce because we try to stay away from soy. And so this is the Red Bolt fish sauce. I have a hard time finding it locally. I think there's maybe one store that carries it, and I tend to find it cheaper on Amazon, so I usually buy it from there. And depending on where you're getting your maple syrup, especially from Canada, the prices are going up. If you're getting it outside the US, although sometimes the US prices are kind of high too, so but this stores for a really long time too, as long as it's not open. Something that keeps selling out at my store, and it did again at 1 o'clock in the morning last night. They had a case of 24 for $37, and they literally sold out within an hour. So sometimes you can find the 4-packs, but the 24-pack is actually a really good deal, and it was on sale, but it sold out pretty quick last night. What else? Okay, so milk products are going to be going up, but this is always a great price. And we know the Dollar Tree might be going up in their prices, but this is $1.25 currently. They have whole milk, 2% milk, chocolate milk, almond milk, and coconut milk. And these are fabulous. We use them all the time. It's hurricane season here in the south of Texas in the Gulf. And we always have this on our pantry. And it tastes really good. Again, like half and half has gone up a lot in our area, so I've been buying evaporated milk without sugar, and I just add this to our milk, and about like 2 cans of regular milk to 1 evaporated milk gets us some half and half for our coffee, and that ends up being a cheaper price for us. I don't have a lot of sugars to stock, but I did get some powdered sugar, some brown sugar. I have organic cane sugar in a bigger container that I might want to top off a little bit. I don't use that much sugar. You know, we do some baking, but not a ton as far as like sweets and things like that. But I do stock the organic cane sugar because I make our own kombucha. And then the price will be going up on powdered buttermilks. So I've got some powdered buttermilk. I'm going to be making some gluten-free pancake batter and putting it in Mylar with some oxygen absorbers. So that's another project for another day. And like I said, milk will be going up. I caught this on sale this week again. This was the Nestle Nido dry whole milk. This does not store as long as the non-fat dry milks. Those store for like 30 plus years. This, I'm not quite sure how long it stores for, but we do use it regularly when I've run out of milk, or, you know, I just mix some up because I can't get out and go shopping. So I usually just will mix some up. Okay, like I said, hurricane season's here, so you do want to make sure you stock up on some distilled water or spring water. I recommend 2 to 3 gallons per person per day, because that's dishes, washing up, and things like that. Or if you have animals, you might need more than that. This is always good to have for sore muscles, or personally for myself, I have a lot of issues with balancing out my electrolytes, so I do take some baths at least once a week or twice a week to help rebalance out my magnesiums and my salts. For Asian foods, the prices keep going up on the coconut aminos. Like I said, I stay away from soy. So I just have a couple of these, I think, for travel. But I generally buy a gallon of this on Amazon, and that lasts me a whole year. And this was on sale recently. The einkorn flour all-purpose. This was $33 on Amazon for... Is this 10 pounds? I think this is 10 pounds. 10 pounds. It's from Italy. And it's something that I can handle having on occasion. And like I said, we're not doing a ton of baking right now, but I did order 2 10 pounds to have on hand, and that should be enough to last us this season. So, and then like I said, when I try to find the gluten-free pastas, I really like the tinkyata for Asian dishes and things like that. This one I think we got on sale for like $2 something. instead of the 5 something it sells here locally for. Some of them are over $6, which is just crazy, especially when it's just rice and water to make pasta, which is probably not as easy to do. I've seen some videos. I really just enjoy having this in the pantry for some dishes for us. So, like I said, for long-term storage, I put it in the quart-size bags, label it, and put some oxygen absorbers. A couple other things I have I don't use a whole lot of is the coconut sugar. That will last. You don't have to worry about that. It's shelf stable. Another really good thing to have on hand is lentils. They're super cheap. You can sprout them in another container like this and just have like a screen. Let them soak overnight. Drain it twice a day by putting fresh water and rinsing. And then in about 4 days, having this upside down, you'll get some sprouts. But I did get the container from Amazon because I've got some chickens. And we just, you know, sometimes sprout them for them as a treat and things like that. Or if I was running low on chicken feed, I can do that. But this is a really high protein thing you can add to sandwiches and salads and soups. And it's super cheap, like I said. You can stock up on your lentils. You can soak them overnight and add them to soups and stews. Super fast. The price of this has gone up quite a bit. It's not something I use a ton of, but I'm just going to show you the shrinkflation we've got going on. This is what it used to look like. 19.4 ounces, and now we're down to 9.7 ounces. So I can't even find this bigger size in my store at all. And I think this is pretty much going for the price this used to. So that's a bit crazy. And then, like I said, I just repackaged some things in my Mylar bags. These are reusable, so I'm not wasting money. And the only thing you're just rebuying is the oxygen absorbers. Alright, y'all. I think we did pretty good. Let me know what you're stocking, what you're seeing in your area. Are prices already starting to rise? Are you trying to catch all the sales? Are you utilizing your food banks to stretch your dollars? Like I said, so these were all going to be affected by the tariffs, wildfires, inflation, imports, packaging. And I would say if you're going to be stocking up on some things, to stock up on a little bit of each to get a variety. Not everyone is going to be able to go to Costco or Sam's Club and afford to buy everything in bulk, because that's going to be really expensive to try and stock your pantry. It might just be a better idea to grab 4, 5, 10, whatever's in your budget, to put a couple of things extra. If you see it on sale during the summer and have the funds available to just stock up, that's a really, really good time to stock up on some things. The holidays and the sales of the season. Oh, this was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Something else I do to save money is, like, I haven't bought deodorant in, oh gosh, I don't know how long. I actually just kind of use this almost as a treat. And shocked to find out that these are like $12 something each. Sometimes they go on sale for like $6 something. But I just buy pure cornstarch, and I've been using this for years. Also, I've got some tumors on my thyroid, so I'm trying to just stay as natural as possible. This is like $2. I think the next bottle size is maybe $2.47 or something like that. And it's super hot down here, so this is actually really good to have on hand to help prevent like heat rash. It's just so hot in the summer. Like, I'm just gonna say 6 months of the year here in South Texas, it's hot. You're sweating all the time. And this is like a must staple for us to have on hand. And like I said, we don't really buy deodorant. We use the cornstarch. And this is more of just a treat. And I get a few on sale. So yeah, that's what's going on. Everything's going to be going up in price. And that is my list of things that I've been following since at least January. with everything going on, I've been trying to just stock up a little bit at a time. We've had some extra things that we've had to pay for. So I am utilizing our food banks to help stretch things out. Like I said, this was not stocked up overnight. This is things that I just buy a little bit here, a little bit there. And I'm going to be going to the Dollar Tree maybe this week, if we have some time. And I usually stock up on things like my pickles, my shelf-stable milk. They usually have olives for a good price. If they're not giving you the olives in the tiny can, and they have the bigger can, it's a good deal. And if you're following the Dollar Tree Dinners girl, she puts together whole meals from the Dollar Tree, which is really fun to follow and see what she's putting together and making. And helps you, if you've already got those items in your pantry, to see what kind of things that you could be cooking up for a good price for your family. So I hope this helps you guys figure out some of the things that's going on. Like I said, just pick the things that are most important to you. Our thing is usually proteins. We need a lot of protein, a lot of dairy, and coffee. My biggest stock up this season was some flour, coffee. I didn't have any dry beans. I was really low, and I'm still pretty low on raw honey. And, yeah, I'm just doing a little bit here and there. You know, whatever's in the budget, whatever we have some extra of, to just try to stock up and use the food bank to stretch things out, because we have a lot of high bills that have come in that we weren't expecting with medical expenses and things like that. And I know we're not alone out here doing all of this stuff that's going on, but yeah, it feels a lot better to have some of these things on our shelf to just kind of help us float through and see if there's a sale on anything. That's when I stock up on some stuff. Like I said, it's harder to do that with some of these things when they're single ingredients, but sometimes they go on sale for different holidays and different seasons. So just always watch your prices and try to have some extra money to get 1 to 5 to 10 things, whatever's in your budget, to put back on your pantry. And I hope that really helps you guys out. That's the list of what's going on and most of the things that I found that are going to be affected. And yeah, happy shopping. And seriously, catch as many sales as you can. Stock your freezer, or if you have a pressure canner and feel comfortable canning the meats. It's just too hot here right now for me to kind of do that. I just can't take doing it inside the house when it's 100 and something outside. It's just too hot to heat up our house like that. So I try to keep it cool, and I don't have a way to do pressure canning outside yet. I have a low pressure propane cooker top, and I'm going to have to double check, but I don't think it gets up to the temperature it's supposed to, so I haven't done it outside yet. I'm going to look into getting a higher pressure propane cooker for doing some canning outside. So we'll see how that goes, maybe over the fall. And we're always trying to have some things on hand anyway because of hurricane preparedness. We like to have things that are shelf stable. We don't have to do a whole lot of preparation or cooking to, so we have something, you know, ready and safe to eat. And we don't lose a lot of food by keeping our freezers too full during hurricane season, which is June 1st to, like, I think November 30th for us. So that's a long stint. And so I do buy some things for our freezer when they're on sale, but it's stuff that we're just eating in general and not like storing for long-term storage in our deep freezer, because you want to make sure you don't lose power and lose all those foods, or then feel like I need to pressure can everything right now because I'm going to lose all these foods. So I like to stick to most of the shelf-stable foods, single ingredients, and put together simple meals. So yeah, thanks for following along. Hit like, share, subscribe, comment down below what are the things that you are concerned about stocking in your pantry right now. Are there things that you're low on? Are there things that you saw that you might be interested in that you didn't think about that might be affecting your pantry, that you are going to add to your shopping list? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Have a great day, and stay blessed, y'all.